Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys? How you know who we are?
What's this they call it, the podcast?
Morning good.
Oh, I love
Hey, welcome to the air. Thanks. Oh, wait, I'll start over.
Welcome to Morning Good.
Ready,
All
man.
right, we're here with Derick Gonzalez
You.
and Ryan O'Toole. And me and him were talking about the COVID times. Did you ever party at first place back in the... Oh, I guess I have to beep that name.
What?
I immediately got to beep that name. But
Why?
We'll be fine.
Why do you got to bleep it?
Because the guy is a doctor. He's a surgeon.
Well, there's probably a million people with that name.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, not a name like that.
At that
Yeah,
level?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now, for people who don't know, dude,
It's not like you said his race or anything,
Yeah.
too. Then it makes it even more like...
Or his,
I said that
or
he's
his
Middle
address.
Eastern or something. Or something. You know, to be fair, I don't know exactly what he is.
It was so...
I do.
What is he?
Iranian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so keep it...
There's two things to believe.
Oh, wow. An Iranian doctor. There must be only one of those in New York City. You know?
Dude, but people that don't know, just the premise for the audience, dude, he was this doctor that would do open mics, and he was a gastro.
Great dude.
Great
Really
dude.
good guy.
Yeah.
He was.
I miss him, dude. I got to hit him up.
Dude,
think
I would
half-
love to fucking hang out with him.
I think
yeah.
half his sneakers collection was fake.
Oh, really?
That's just me being a hater.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I was just hating so much. I used to see those sneakers. I'm like, fuck.
Really? Well, yeah, because he had a sneaker room where there was like another comic who.
Oh, yeah. I
Lucas
forgot
Hinderleiter
about
lived
that.
in his sneaker room.
I forgot about
He paid
that.
$1,000 a month, which is so funny because that's where I'm paying for like an actual apartment. But it's like,
Oh, $1,000 a month. Yeah, they have no reason. I mean, you lived in a sick building. It's crazy because I knew someone else who lived in that same building, and it was I just remembered that actually. But yeah, $1,000 during COVID. I think I was paying like $100 a week, and I had like a nice room.
Good
paying
shit.
$100 a week,
Yeah, someone who was on a lease and left the city.
dude.
Those were very common to find.
Dude, the shit that pissed me off is like I had that situation and my roommate was like, I don't want a rando living here. And I was like, dude, it's
Yeah.
so retarded that I'm paying rent and living in Florida right now. Like I was just in Florida with my parents.
That's what the situation I was in. A kid left, and he needed the place filled, and my friend lived there, and I Venmoed him $100 a week, I think.
Which
Yeah,
is,
dude, 'cause
which
I
is
could've
enough to
saved-
offset whatever.
Yeah, I could have saved like thousands of dollars because I was in Florida for 6 months of COVID.
God
Really?
damn, really?
Yeah, it was amazing.
We
dude.
made the most out of
Yeah, we was
that.
getting
yeah,
fucking...
Yeah.
Honestly, I barely remember COVID.
Bro, yeah.
I was so
Bro,
fucking
we treated
drunk.
we treated every day like it was a Saturday, dude. You know,
Bro.
We
See,
treated-
I came up towards the end once people started like September is when I came back up.
Oh, that's when people started getting professional again.
yeah,
yeah.
a little bit they did.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
early summer and the spring, though, I mean,
Yo.
it was wild, bro.
Bro, that shit
It
was so fucking
wild.
Yeah, so I missed out on that. What was that like? Because that was like you couldn't really do anything.
I mean, it was a lot of it seemed like house parties
was
5
house-
nights a week, dude.
Literally. Well, first we'll start off as like, guys, we should do an open mic to
Yeah.
kind of keep our
Yeah.
chops and whistles still
Yeah.
wet.
And then every sober comic relapsed over COVID. I remember that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
everybody who was sober, because I left town for 6 months and I came back and I'm like, oh, you're drinking again. You're doing drugs again. It's like across the board.
I remember when one of the first times we were like really hanging out was in the park when we were drinking outside and
Oh, by the way, shout out to you for running that fucking.
It
the
was
one where
fun.
Louis C.K. came up.
it was
I missed
cool.
that. I was so
but
pissed. I
we
missed
were
that.
drinking in the park, and I remember that was when you were allowed to drink in the park, dude.
That was
And I remember the
good times.
cops just walking by and like we had beers and the city made a rule where you could drink in the parks in New York
Oh,
City.
really?
Yep.
Yeah,
Openly, like we weren't no bags,
Like, no-
no
nothing.
We're
You
sitting
could-
there blasting music, smoking weed, and listening to and drinking beers, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
That sounds like so much fun.
I wish
Yeah,
I
missed that completely.
kind of wish they kept the outdoor drinking thing.
Yeah,
Well, it's
me
just-
too.
It's a stupid thing because it's like I don't know, like everybody just drinks in other places faster. You just chug your beer faster if you have to go outside. It doesn't help anything.
True.
Like the whole thing is they're like, oh, we don't want people being drunk in public, but it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, there's people doing heroin in public.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They just want to be able to,
totally.
They just want to be able to tax people because they're not going to tax somebody or find somebody who's doing heroin or.
They should let you drink in the park, and if they're going to be strict on anything, they should be strict on like littering and shit. Like you should be able to drink in the park, but you shouldn't be able to just make a fucking mess out of
I
it.
think
Yeah,
big
yeah.
bar don't want to let
There's
us have that
certain,
shit.
yeah, they
Big
have
bars,
to be.
they just be like, nah, come
Yeah.
on, they have to let them come in here
Yes.
and spend their money.
Yeah, I
and
think
not
that's,
Yeah.
pay
that's
fucking
certainly a part of
higher
it.
amount of retail, whatever the fuck, for White Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember at night even it kind of slowed down a little bit, but like Washington Square Park used to over COVID at night. was kind of
Bro.
crazy.
Bro, it was madness.
It was like a
dude.
rave every fucking night.
Even if it was like a Wednesday, dude, it was fucking insane.
Somebody with a random speaker with a little DJ set will come out. All these white people get summoned to them.
Yeah.
And they just start wilding and throwing their arms in the
Chris
air.
came back would like bark and then like on his barking shift go fuck a girl in the park and then come back.
It was nuts,
Yeah.
bro. It was crazy. I mean, and then the protests during the day were like wild protests.
Yeah, I missed all.
The protests were like.
I got the Orlando protest. I went for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I think I've done.
Bro, it was like every day. The protest was so intense. I just remember the helicopters above the park, and I was like, dude, they're right on top of this shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it was
on
fucking, bro, it was a wild time.
Comedy in Florida started the week the protest started. So
Yeah.
I did 2 protests and then I was like, I got to get my shit together. I got to start doing bikes and shit.
Gotta get the bits out.
Yeah, yeah. And then there are people that would show up to the like with a protest sign in downtown Orlando and like put a sign down and go do an open mic and then go back and do the protest.
That's hilarious.
Whatever you got to do.
That was a wild ass time. man.
Yeah, it really was.
And also, I feel like half the people that were protesting were just horny.
A lot of them were. Yeah, a lot of them were.
Because everybody was just practically naked, and you just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, Black Lives.
Yeah.
And then you just walk out there.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was so many dudes trying to get pussy.
And they did.
Yeah, I'm sure, dude. Yeah.
I can't believe they did this to
And there was
to
girls,
justice.
and let's not forget the reverse. There were girls that would never bang a black dude before, but then during that point, they're like, "Yeah, we're banging black dudes now." You know what I mean? I was like, "Holy!" It was so. That was one of my favorite. I mean, that period of 2020, the summertime, was so.
It was so
I mean, it
wild.
was so fun, dude.
White girls fucking guys for George Floyd. Was
Just
amazing.
drinking everywhere,
It was a
like
good time.
it was crazy, dude. It was so fun.
They would
It was.
hop-
It
It
just
was fun, but I feel like people do forget how annoying some like there was a lot of intensity when like
yeah.
Facebook
Was
got out of hand.
intense.
Yeah.
But like, if you was really debating
also
on
an
Facebook,
election.
like you weren't really outside. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You were in your house fucking be like, I can't believe
Yeah.
you would say such things. I'm out there
Yeah.
getting fucking drunk on a roof.
Every day.
Yeah.
I know that's another crazy thing. Like I remember being up on like Miles's roof, and the fact like none of us fell off the roofs or anything,
bro.
bro.
Because Miles's roof
We
used to
get
be. It was like
hammered.
5 stories.
Yeah.
We're fucking hammered as shit. There's no grade.
Yeah, this
or
was not a
anything.
roof that was meant to hang out on. Like
No,
it was
it's
not
for
that
roof purposes.
Yeah.
Oh fuck,
Dude, I'm damn, yeah, man. It was so fun.
It's crazy. That was fucking 4 years ago.
Yeah.
More than that. Wait. 20.
Be 4 years this summer, yeah.
Yeah,
it's fucking
fuck.
crazy.
Right
dude.
around this time, actually, yeah. Right around like
Right around this time, we would have been starting the first open mic.
yeah. It was like late May or early June.
Yeah.
Do you guys? You might hold that a little closer.
Yeah,
Do you guys?
Hey, yo.
Somebody
No,
commented on one of my videos. They're like, you should. I'm thinking about making myself a middle name. They're like, you should say Michael, hold the mic closer. Good. Just because they say that every fucking episode. But do you ever think about opposite trajectories, like where if COVID didn't happen, where you'd be at? Because I always wonder that with comedy. I wonder like if I would be further ahead or less further. Like I wonder if I got further ahead because other people quit because of COVID, or if I would be further ahead because I didn't take that time off.
I think my style would be different because I was mumbling a lot before.
We would all be we'd all have so much stage time in us that we would just be all Mark Norman because we'd do so many sets that we'd always be like bah, 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 bah.
That is true because right before COVID, if COVID never happened, Creek in the Cave probably would have never closed, or maybe it's still probably no. I think it closed right before COVID, right?
I thought it was during COVID, but
Yeah, but either way, we probably still would have had more reps. Damn, we'd be more professional.
maybe, but who knows?
But our
Who
perspective
knows?
on things, my favorite was my buddy said it was like Westworld where we got out of our character loops. So everybody just started doing all this. You know what is funny though? Some of the people
Season
did this
4.
thing over COVID where they're like, I'm going to do something, and then they gave up. Like there are some people that
yeah.
like really found a creative passion and were like, no, I'm done being a banker. I'm going to start painting. And then like a month, and then things opened up. They're like, yeah, fuck that.
But there's so many people though that did the opposite and like I know a lot of people that realized their job was bullshit and then did cool stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's
Like,
true.
So, and I look at it. I think I realized that like I don't know. I saw a lot of people get outraged about stuff and that I didn't think really affected them that much. You know, or at least didn't affect me. Like I don't think the election of 2020 affected me that much. Whether it was like even a lot of the I think it was good that it opened my eyes towards certain things, but you know, I don't really think I ever thought about if it didn't happen because I'm like, oh, this is just fun, you know?
Yeah,
Wait, is the next election this November?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's 4 years.
bro, shit changed.
Another great thing about COVID that we can't state is getting $800 a week direct deposited.
Oh, it was incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Before COVID, I remember my roommate, he would tell me that he got fired to get unemployment and he would purposely go on the cycle. And I was like, dude, you were a government leech. And then I since then just have done that. Not intentionally gotten fired, but I'm like, dude, last time I was on unemployment, I did to the last fucking day. I didn't even fucking.
Yeah, you have whenever people say that, I with unemployment specifically, because you look at your paycheck every week, you pay into your own unemployment. So
Literally.
I think people should be way more entitled to get their own unemployment. I don't think you should have to go through all these steps to get unemployment.
Or
because-
feel ashamed to actually
No,
do it.
it's your money.
Some people feel ashamed to do that or get EBT. I'm like, yo, do that
it's
shit, bro.
your money.
You're paying for it either way.
It's but especially unemployment, because Social Security gets taken out of your check and you get that back. Unemployment gets taken. Like, you shouldn't have to even fight for unemployment. It's ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah,
like I get
taxes because I was on unemployment and they have it sent me my 1099-G.
Yeah.
And they're the most impossible office to reach. Like, I literally fucking have called them. I went to an office.
Good luck.
They're like, there's nothing
Good
we
luck.
can do. And
It's
I'm
a disaster.
they won't even let you leave a voicemail. They said all of our operators are busy. Call back at a different time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just can't get this fucking form. But
It's crazy.
It's hot B. But yeah, no, it was nice. I loved COVID. It was, me, I wasn't affected by it. I don't know what everyone said. I wasn't. Like, I wasn't affected. Like, I don't know anyone who got it and died. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know
Not
either.
saying some people didn't, but
I'm saying on this podcast, nobody's ever died of COVID.
yeah.
I think they're all in hiding in Cuba.
Yeah. No one. I'll say this: no one that I know personally and knew died of COVID.
I'll say COVID's fake on this podcast.
It's definitely
Honestly,
over.
that's a good statement to have.
Yeah.
Fuck with it.
I don't believe it, but it's just I like purposely flagging episodes.
Sure. Are they still doing that about that stuff?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I've been having fun with conspiracies. I kind of like I think I'm going to give myself like a year of just believing all of them just to see where it puts my brain, and then
Probably
and
a
then,
bad place.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what I
You'll
feel
wake
like.
up so angry.
Yeah. That's what I feel like was bad about COVID, dude. Was how much like. I took in a lot of news and a lot of information during COVID, sure, like specifically about like a lot of like issues in America. But some people took them in way too much, and it became their entire life and personality.
People's brains are destroyed.
People went crazy.
We know some comics who like I don't even follow anymore, or I muted them, and I'm like,
Because they're fucking retarded.
went like schizophrenic, dude.
Yeah.
Like went absolutely mental.
yeah, I mean that's what happens when you lock somebody in their house and just give them the internet and fucking.
That's what I think. I'm like, we were in the coolest place. We were in New York. Like, imagine how much it would suck if you were in like a shitty place, dude. I'm like,
See, I feel the opposite because I was in Florida, so I felt like I could do all this cool outdoor shit. The last place I wanted to be was New York.
no, I know, but like,
it was just a different vibe. Like,
Yeah.
people will give you dirty looks for running without a mask, but then you'll be like, fuck you.
oh, I got in fights, but I got in a fight on a train one time because a girl told me to put a mask on the train.
You fought a woman?
No, this girl
You
just
punched her in the face?
flipped
Did you
out on
lose?
me. No, this girl, she was a nurse too. She flipped out on me. I was with my buddy, and I had my mask off, like I was like hanging on my ear or something. This is like in the height of it. And she just immediately goes to screaming about how I should have a mask on. And I was like, get out of my fucking face, first of all. Like, leave me alone. And then she was like, and I'm like, the only reason you're yelling at me is because I know you won't hit me, bro. She's like, you don't know fucking shit. She's wearing like the nurse clothes. Like a couple stops later, I remember I was on the 6th train. This girl walks in, dude, black girl, like looked exactly like Brittany Griner, dude, wearing no mask, right? No mask, no nothing. I go fucking say what you just said to her. And then I started getting in her face, and people on the train were going crazy, bro. I'm like, you're not gonna say nothing because this girl, I was like, not even lying, I was kind of afraid of this lady. Like, I'm like, this, we're on like 110th Street. I'm like, this lady will break your fucking. But it made people crazy.
Do you think you could fake confidence in a fight where you could actually intimidate people, or you think people can tell that you're actually afraid?
I think you could fake it.
Yeah, you definitely can, but you
Because
got.
I think you can't.
but
do
you
it on-
have to- you have
can't
to
do it on
double-
stage. People
Yeah,
know.
that's the thing. You
have
gotta
to double the fuck down.
someone calls you bluff though. You gotta, that's
Yeah. No, I did it one time. I did it. It was like a post one of my friends' funerals, and it was just a terrible night. Like we went to this karaoke bar. It was a lot of fun in theory, but we went to this karaoke bar, and this guy kept paying the DJ so that his hooker girlfriend could go up and sing songs. So this guy just had this big-titted hooker. She just sung like 10 songs. My buddy goes up to the DJ, who's got a gold tooth, ski goggles on his head, fat white guy, kind of looks like Jelly Roll. My buddy goes, hey, my brother just died. We're just trying to sing one song. And he goes, who gives a fuck? And puts the shades on.
That's
And it was
hilarious.
so fucking funny, dude. I was like, that is hilarious. He's like, who gives a fuck? And it just throws his shades on and it just keeps doing it. And then this other guy comes up to my black friend and he's like, what's up, my N-word? He's a white guy.
Yeah.
And we're like, I'm not king of whatever. So I was like, hey, maybe don't do that. And he's like, what's up, my N-word? He just keeps doing it. He goes, what are you guys gonna do about it? And just because he said that was
Damn.
like, we got to fight this guy.
Yeah.
So I took a glass bottle and I walked away to show him. I didn't want to do it at him. I tried to show him I was scary. So I hit the glass bottle on the table and it wouldn't break. And I just looked like a pussy. And then he tackled my friend. And then like 5 of us just beat the shit out of this guy. He had like a weird.
DJ?
No.
No,
this
this other random
guy. We're just in an angry mood, and we're just beating the shit out of this guy. We're like, this has nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
But he had one of those berets with the like communist star on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like the
Hammer and sickle?
yeah. And then my buddy like takes his hat and puts it on while we're like beating the shit out of this guy.
That's funny
And it's
as
very
fuck.
funny because like I'm yelling at this guy. He's like, "Don't
This in
call
the
him the
bar?
N-word, you faggot retard." It's just such a like, it's such a hilarious.
This
like,
is in the
line.
bar?
This is outside the bar, which is just so funny. And then I'm kicking this guy with my friends whose dads are gay,
Yeah.
while calling this guy a faggot, just because that's just what I was feeling.
Yeah.
Part of me's like, I'm not homophobic. It's just this guy. That's just kind of what.
And they were like, we get it.
Yeah. Well, no, his dads weren't. That would be funny. His dads for being the shit out of this guy too. But no, it was just like an emotional thing. So words come out. You don't necessarily not the best choice of words, but
Good.
no. But it was just one of those things too, where we're like, oh, this has like literally nothing to do with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
just
like,
getting all the frustration out.
yeah.
Don't a lot of people in Florida like just have guns? Can't you just walk around with a gun?
Yeah, dude, so many.
So I feel like you would have to really be careful about getting in a fight like outside of a bar room in Florida, right?
You probably do, dude. I've seen more bar fights. I don't go out to bars here as much, but I saw a lot of bar fights back there. Also, like my last trip to Florida was just like fucking bad decisions.
But
I'm
is it-
really reining
Does it
in.
happen
I'm
down
happy
there though?
that you had a good time.
Yeah.
Does it happen down there though? Well, it has to happen. It has to.
What, people just pull out their guns and do a
Yes.
Mexican showdown?
Where they get in a fight, like someone gets in a fight and then they just pull out a gun and just,
Yeah, I
I
think
have a
it
friend
does.
who pulled a gun on somebody, but like I don't know how often it happens. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I remember happening one time. My buddy got a knife pulled at him at this place called Knight's Library, which is like a college bar. But it's like really sketchy people and 15-year-olds. Like it's a weird
actual
what the fuck?
15-year-olds?
Yeah. Because like they're
Were we talking about 15, or are we talking about the cool 15?
we would no. What's the cool 15?
The ones that just look old as fuck and be like,
Yeah.
yo, you kind of could get in here.
Oh yeah, so it was like we would go. I wouldn't go when I was 16, but I would go in maybe 16. We definitely go when we were like 17 and shit like that.
Yeah.
because we all had fakes. But yeah, I guess some guy pulled a knife on my friend, and he had like some sort of Civil War gun that he like pulled out of his car and like pointed at the guy. But yeah, no, a lot of my friends are really dumb like that with like it's just like I don't know. Last time, dude, there's this picture of me. Every time I'm in a group chat, I throw a picture of me with a gun and like cool sunglasses
Yeah,
on.
hell yeah.
And
It looks,
it's just
it's dope as fuck.
It's cool.
It's just me at like fucking 4 a.m.
Yeah,
and,
it's cool. I remember I was in North Carolina. I was driving down south, and I remember just the guy in the gas station, the dude who worked in the gas station was like putting drinks in the fridge, like stocking the coolers, and had a fucking huge piece on him, dude. And I was like, I saw it. I was like, God, I'm like, who's gonna act up in this gas station? While the guy who's not even the cashier has a fucking massive gun on him.
Well, and also I think it's like different too because I think maybe if you're here though.
And he was allowed to do it. It's not like it's illegal.
You know what though? You know what I think might happen. I don't know a lot because I said I don't go out as much in New York, so I don't really because I'm doing shows here and then I get more fucked up when I go back home.
Nice.
But I think maybe here because guns are so illegal, if you have a gun, you might be less likely to get in a physical altercation versus there where it's like if you get caught with a gun, you're like, oh, I can legally have this. So if you
Yeah.
get in a fist fight at a bar and you have a gun on you,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't wanna do none of that shit in New York.
100%.
Like, here it's
no
like,
way.
great, you're
no.
so fucked.
Especially this. Place.
yeah.
Like even like what was it? Like 2 weeks ago, somebody like there was a fight at somebody's show I was at. It was in the Lower East Side. And then like I don't know what was happening. There was a fight upstairs. We went outside. The guy's like drunk and belligerent, and he's cursing out the bartender. They got into a fight. They were just watching him kind of like lose his mind.
Yeah.
Then he calls his family, and like a bunch of more Puerto Ricans come. And then out of nowhere, he just jumps on the bartender again. Everybody tries to like kind of stop it. One of my friends tried to like chokehold the guy to like try to tell him get off. He got thrown off by a big dude, and then another guy comes out of nowhere, just puts his hand in his like satchel. He's like, "I'll blow all y'all fucking heads up. Fuck out of here. I'll blow all your heads." And then me and another comic looked at him and was like, "Do it." Because it's just like we know it's so illegal. Like, why are you wasting your time here when there's so many witnesses?
Yeah.
You have to pull that shit out at least, or allegedly, from what I think is you just got to do it with like more secure area.
Yeah.
It's just dumb here.
They don't even let you have a fake gun in this city. I tried ordering like a fake gun. They don't.
For what?
They don't. I just tried.
That is a funny sentence. They don't even let you have it.
They don't. Like not the one. Not like you can't get like a BB gun that looks real. You know, like
Yeah,
some BB
it kind
guns
of makes sense, but
Yeah, but like you like.
I guess for acting purposes, it's kind of hard.
I
to-
wanted to do it just to make a dumb video at my house. my house. I'm like, oh, let me get a gun that looks real. And every time I went on Amazon and clicked order, it was like, you can't.
In your state, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I almost bought a gun in college because what happened was like I was going downstairs and there was this guy, this like pimp with his whore, or he was just a guy that was dressed very cool. But he had like this girl by like her wrists, and I was like, "Hey, get out of here!" And he like ran away. But in my mind, I was like, I couldn't fight that guy. So in my mind, immediately, I'm like looking into guns the next day.
Is it
I'm like,
easy to get a gun in Florida? Do you just
Super easy.
so easy.
Really? You just go to the store?
I mean, I think it's like I don't know. My brother's gonna listen to this episode.
I think you just want to have. You just have to have a paper that says "I want a gun."
Yeah,
and they'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh, okay."
yeah. I mean, I think they do have some sort of mental health background checks, but I think it's like
because in Massachusetts, it takes you got to go to like the police station and like go through like a whole process.
I think it depends on the kind of gun you want. Like, I think it's like I had friends that would get guns with fake IDs at like
Jeez,
at
that's
gun
insane.
shows. Yeah.
My boy lives up. I forgot where. Like close to Boca Raton, but like more towards the swamp area, I guess. So like, so he has a whole bunch of guns and he just goes shooting boars. So
That's awesome.
He's like, anytime you want to come up and shoot some boars, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
It kind of gets me super hyped up.
Shooting's cool.
I think he has like assault.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of even more hyped.
Dude,
up
that's
for
like my friends have the craziest. It's like fucking, dude. They have like fucking. I don't know anything about guns, but they're cool looking ones.
Yeah. The ones that go pow loud.
Yeah. The funniest was I was in North Carolina doing a comedy festival there, and we went shooting. And it's funny, me and Bailey Pope.
Yeah.
So it's just
That's
me and like a
BP's
trans
the
woman
best,
shooting
yeah.
AR-15s, and I'm like, this is great. I was like, people would think this wouldn't be a friendship, but I was
See
like,
Bailey
"We're good."
Pope though. It wouldn't shock me if Bailey Pope had guns in the crib though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bailey Pope's like she's
a real nigga,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. She's metal as fuck, as the kids say, bro. She's
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You know, the guns are. It's
But I think that's such a misconception because I know like a lot of conservative people that think they're like, oh, the trans. It's like, no, a lot of them are fucking cool motherfuckers. Like
They're dope as fuck.
You've just seen some people in the news that you don't fuck with, and now you're like, oh, this is all trans people.
Yeah, the trans community or whatever, their PR is dog shit.
That is true.
The
yeah.
gay community was the same thing for a while too, where every gay person on television or whatever was like this like flamboyant like homo, honestly, who was like annoying. Where like when you met dudes or girls like
That are gay.
yeah, you're like, oh, these people are fucking cool, dude. Like there weren't like cool lesbians on TV for like the longest time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was, or same with gay dudes. Every gay dude. And then,
But see, I like all kinds of. I do like a flamboyant gay guy. It's so fun.
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about like the
stereotype.
Yes,
Yeah, but it gets
and
minimized to that.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like that's not all it is.
That's not most of it, honestly.
Yeah.
You
I know
know?
gay guys that
JJ
call other
Lieberman.
gay guys fags so
Yes,
quickly.
yeah.
JJ every time. yeah, that's him always.
A lot of people.
Literally, my cousin's like that all the time. He'd be like, I don't fuck with them faggots. And he's like, he'll say like that with a list. I'll be like, I heard you.
Yeah.
Gotta hype him up.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing where everybody just wants to like you think. I mean, your brain just wants to categorize shit, and you start thinking like this people think this way, this thinks like that, and then
Yeah. It's just
Yeah, but I think it's like it when television and like shit does it and like puts it out there, it makes things. I don't know. It's just the whole thing's fucking retarded. I don't think it's like that anymore, though. You know,
yeah.
at least as much. You know, because now I feel like we know that there's like butch lesbians and like there's just too much different things that like people can't even keep up with.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
You know, tons going on.
Yeah, this is totally off topic, but the next guest I'm trying to have on my podcast for Weird Guest is I reached out to the guy who has the biggest penis in the world,
Yeah.
all right,
just to have him as a guest.
How big is it?
Dude, it's like 13.5 or something like that.
okay.
That's what he says.
White guy?
Yeah.
White power. That's all I can say. I'm like, all right, guess.
Jonah Falcon is his name. It's so funny too because like at first it said this
This
is
is his
the,
real name?
yeah. At first it said this is a self-proclaimed biggest penis. I'm like, well, okay, if he's not showing it, that's crazy. The guy just
Yeah.
be like, I just have the biggest penis. He's just telling every single person. He's like, no, I am the biggest penis in the world. But he like I reached out to him on Instagram. He had like 6,000 followers. He's like, yeah, I'll do the podcast. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Did it
Fuck
say in
yeah.
his Instagram bio, I have the biggest dick in the world?
No, he says average guy in most ways.
So where did he
That's the
go?
son of a modest guy right
Yeah.
there.
Where did he tell people that he has the biggest dick? Was he in like the
He's
news?
been. I've seen pictures. Like he's gone fully. It's fucking ginormous.
There's
But
a guy in the post the other day who was talking about he had like the biggest dick in England or something.
yeah, that guy was so funny because he's such a shy guy. He's
You
like,
saw that?
He's like, yeah, he's all got the biggest penis.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I'm a little nervous. He goes, the kids, it was nervous. I'll take showers. They make fun of me for having
he can't
the
have a
biggest
girlfriend.
penis.
That's what he kept
You see,
saying.
you guys are the only two guys that I could talk about dick in front of. I'd be like, all right, this is comfortable. Anybody
what
else
do
would
you
be like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's I mean, Patty's like nervous about it. He's like, dude, I don't want that guy in the apartment.
Why? He's gonna break everything with his dick.
Yeah. Patty thinks the guy's just gonna come in and bully him and be like, "You
Insecure.
fucking small dick little bitch." Like, starts
Insecure.
kicking lampshades over. He's like, "This is
That'd
my
be
apartment
hilarious
now."
if he's like mad calm and text, but like in real life, he's like, yo, suck my dick right now.
Yeah. This is my apartment. Y'all are fucking out. But he probably gets like crazy OnlyFans messages. Like apparently,
He has OnlyFans.
no. But I'm saying OnlyFans models all the time are like, "Come fuck me" and shit. If you have the biggest dick, like,
That's an easy sell.
It's like a freak show, probably though, right?
yeah. Which I was watching a documentary about that too. That stuff's interesting because it's like all the people that were in the freak shows got mad. It was kind of like the early 1900s woke culture took out freak show. Like literally, they were like, it was one of those things where they were like, society was like, freak shows are bad. And the freaks were like, no, we want to be on the freak shows. Like, I'm a bearded lady. This is the only thing I fucking have. This is like 1901. I'm not going to work in a fucking office.
I can't be an accountant.
Yeah. And then people were like, no, you can't do freak shows. They're like demeaning. And then they just got rid of all of them.
Damn.
Yeah. But it is tough too because it's like, and I think roller coasters also took over, but it was like Barnum and Bailey used to be like,
Wait, you told me that fucking bearded lady lost her job to a fucking King Kai?
Yeah. Which is fair too. Like it was a combination of both of those things. It was people complaining, and then also like, yeah, dude, I want to be on a roller coaster. I don't want to look at a guy with two heads. It's fucking weird. Yeah,
And the other one's kind of sleepy. I think he's dying.
Yeah.
Aw.
yeah, but I think those people get so adapted to it, where it's like the two-headed chick.
Yeah.
What they just got married, right?
Yeah.
I did hear something about this.
But I heard they have like two. No, I think they still have one vagina. No, they got one vagina.
Yeah, I heard one of them sleeps when the other one gets fucked. I don't know if that's rape. Or
So
And how the
good.
sister gives her like a Zan. She's like, yo, take this. I'm about to get pounded out.
yeah.
It's just weird. The person who wants to fuck them is, I think, weird. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
totally. I would never do that.
Like I get them.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I
dude.
get
What are you
them.
talking about?
Yeah, but
But
it's, I think
all
it's
right, fucking
strange.
them is weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
but I'm
Fucking
gonna
them is
do it.
weird, but getting your dick sucked, that's kind of cool.
by both of them.
But then one of them has to just like turn their head.
I just imagine both. Like one's just like, I can't do this angle. She's like, work for it.
Yeah. Or one could lick your asshole while the other one sucks your dick.
Have you guys ever seen one of those types of people in person?
Nah, what a two-headed?
I saw a
Nah.
bearded lady at when I
No,
was
I'm
a
talking
kid.
about a two-headed person. Oh, there's bearded women.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in the heart of it
They're all
right now.
taking, yeah,
Yeah.
taking fucking testosterone and all this other shit.
I
You
think
know?
they're called Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh, that's
hairy?
the one. That
Are they
I think all
yeah, just fucking bow.
Yeah.
They have their beards, literally. Like literally, they would have their beards.
some of them are really hot though. Not with
Yeah,
the bearded ones. I'm not.
I knew some of them. I knew.
And it's
one girl
wild.
who-
You just see one, and then
Beautiful.
their husband's this like just giant fat guy
Yeah,
with the
super-
curls.
yep.
Like, how does this work? And then you
Old
find out
ass
he's
dude.
worth $9 million, and you're
Yeah,
like, oh, yeah, okay, this
In
makes
EBT.
sense. Yeah,
Well, when I first moved here, I thought it was like fucking. I thought they were like the Amish, so I thought they were like not. And then
I just
I
saw
was talking
one
to
around the corner
Bro.
when we went to this. I just saw one like 10 minutes ago with the big hat on.
Oh, of course, they're all around
Yeah.
here.
Bro,
Yeah, I was telling him some girl invited me to a fun hat party. I'm like, how funny would it be if she's probably to a Jewish guy's house? She just misheard what was going on. She's got a spinny hat on. But
You know what's crazy? One time I was walking around Brooklyn, and then it was a Friday night. What is it called? Shiva or some shit? Shiva or you know?
Yeah, the
Jewish
holidays
name.
or whatever.
It was one of their shits. And then I'm walking, and they're just like, "Excuse me, can you turn on our lights and air conditioner for us?"
Oh yeah,
And I went into their house, and then I was just like mad. Like I was like, I feel like I'm gonna get taken advantage of somehow. But they were just super nice. I just turned on all their lights, and now they'll be like, wait, one more light, and then they just give me like a bunch of pound cake. And
Oh, nice.
they're like, I'm not gonna give you money, but you want some
Nice.
pound cake? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, I never.
I love
under-
their
never
fucking
understood that.
loopholing that shit. I've heard there's a thing where like some of them. I don't know if any of this is true or if I just hung out with too many anti-Semitic people. But there's something with
Preach.
like the toilet paper where I heard that they can't rip toilet paper. So then they have to like pre-rip their toilet paper beforehand or something because that counts as work. I don't know.
Ooh,
But it's like, what do you
That
define
makes
as work?
sense.
You know what I mean? It's like that's tough because I was turning a light on. That is very funny because you tell somebody what's the difference between you telling somebody to do something and you actually doing it. That's just an extension of your arm. If you ask somebody to do something, that's you were still doing the thing.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't there, the lights wouldn't be turned on. I don't know how that works. It's also this weird kind of idea that God hates electricity. I don't know why every religion there's some subsect that think God just hates technology for some reason.
Yeah, I remember because I don't know. I still don't really know too much about them, but I remember reading a thing about those Jews who can't use electricity on Saturdays, and they're talking about this one family lived on like the 30th floor in like this penthouse apartment, this crazy building, and they're like, they couldn't take the elevator up. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
How do they just do like a Jew
Take the
ladder and they all
stairs,
just get
dude.
onto their shoulders?
But
and climb up?
that technically should count as work too.
yeah.
The
You know
whole
what I
thing,
mean?
I'm like, I
I gotta get one on the. I gotta ask my landlord.
Honestly,
to do
like,
the
yeah,
podcast.
you should. You
I would-
should.
dude.
Well, I thought I knew because I know that. Yeah, I mean, I don't
Also,
know.
I love the spot.
I've hung out with a few of the Jews that are like, I don't want to say, I don't know how to describe them because there's like different types. You know what I mean? But they weren't like so hardcore. But I went to a place one time.
So there's
where-
Orthodox and there's Hasidic. I think Orthodox is a step before Hasidic.
Yeah,
Hasidic's
they're
like-
not like
And
They're hardcore.
And Jews that aren't Hasidic fucking talk so
but
much
I went.
shit on
They had.
Hasid's.
I went into this one place, and these people they had different refrigerators. So like, was it meat and eggs or something or cheese? I don't think
Oh,
they
couldn't be in the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had two in the kitchen though, two giant refrigerators, two different stoves, so they wouldn't even cook everything in the same like everything. I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? Because
Yeah.
there was no when I was at this place, it was an acting thing. There was no Jews there, and I go in there and I'm like, what the fuck is all? I'm like, this house is just like something's different about this house. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is. And then the guy who owned the place came back.
You sound like
later.
Borat in that one scene where he's just realizing he's in a Jewish house. He starts freaking out.
Well, I didn't. Because it was like I was like, why is there two fridges? Why is there two stoves? Like I wasn't like putting it together. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit. I was like,
They're
okay,
Jewish.
yeah, like super Jew. Like you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just
I wonder if they
different
can do. The problem with the podcast is I always want to get these weird guests on, and then they listen to the last episode. I'm like, "Come fart jizz," and they're like, "I don't want to." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have to disguise. I'd have to make a fake episode, send it to them, and make
Yeah.
them think it's just like a serious show, and then I don't know.
But if they have a
Probably
sense
get
of
one of
humor,
these
they'll have
kids.
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll have
Probably get one of
fun.
these kids off the corner for Christ's
I'm not going
sakes,
to
you know?
lure a Hasidic child
you should.
Why not turn a Jewish
Child.
child into
People.
my apartment?
Well, I feel like I feel like a lot of those kids are shitheads. I've seen a lot of those kids, like the kids who walk around handing you the leaves or whatever and say, "Are you Jewish or whatever?" Like,
yeah.
I've seen.
Well, they're
those
so
kids,
awful all
Oh,
the
I
time.
get
The
that
last
all
minute
the time.
Chinese
fuck
guy. I'm like,
around.
how do you not
They're
know?
shitheads though?
Yeah.
It's like you see those kids screwing around. Like when I lived in Crown Heights, I lived around a bunch of them, and I'm like, oh, these kids are shitheads the same exact way me and my buddies were shithead. Like throwing. I remember I saw a bunch of them throwing beer bottles and smoking cigarettes one time, and
That's
I was
awesome.
like, I'm not gonna take a picture of it, but I'm like, I'm never gonna forget this because.
This image is amazing.
They're just shithead 14-year-old kids. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's no difference. You know what I mean? It's like they're just shithead kids.
Yeah.
You know? But we think of them differently because they dress so differently, they speak differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard these Jews one time speaking Yiddish. I never heard that.
Well, that's all they
language.
speak because they don't speak Hebrew.
Yeah.
Hasids can't.
I
speak Hebrew.
never heard.
That's their Ebonics.
I never
Yeah.
heard Yiddish before in my life. These
Yeah.
were like two old people, and I remember asking a kid. I was with a kid from Israel, and I was like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It doesn't sound like when you talk with your fucking." He's like, "No, that's Yiddish." He's like, "They're speaking Yiddish."
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, "I don't even know that shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
hard.
"Whoa!" I was like, it's cool to. I never heard that language before.
Yeah. That'd be a fun thing just to learn.
Where
Yeah.
else would you hear it other than like Brooklyn, New York, or like fucking?
What if you just learn it and all you hear is "We're gonna take over"?
It's we're gonna take over in different tones. Like we're gonna take over. We're gonna take over.
Yeah.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
take
run
over.
this
I have a ton of respect.
Banks, running things, media.
ton
You know
of
what I mean? You're like, there's no way that's what
Weather.
you're saying.
ton of respect for those people. Ton of respect for those
Oh yeah,
people.
dude, they're fucking like. I just didn't know. I thought they were just like the Amish. I was way off. They're like,
Yeah,
they're like
yeah, no.
serious business people. They,
I've
like,
never
get
seen.
shit done.
I've never seen Amish people.
I seen Amish person one time.
Where?
In Pennsylvania, just driving through
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. I was just like, what the fuck? There
Were
was
they on
like
a horse or something?
Yeah, hell yeah, son.
Really?
I was like, yo, they doing it.
Never
And then we just still like drove past them way faster than they'll ever travel in their
yeah,
life.
I never seen one before.
Yeah, we drove with like a Mennonite, or like we didn't drive with them. We like.
What's that?
It's like the step below. They're less intense than whatever you call them, Amish people.
people?
Yeah, and what they were saying was like, I guess my dad talked to him. He's like, oh, you got a car? He's like, you got a car? You needed this, you needed that. Just kind of like the same basic argument that just life's really complicated. But also like, I think if I was in that stance, I would stand behind it always because I'm not going to be like, this is fucking stupid. Like
Yeah.
no matter what, you have to justify whatever life. Every single person has to justify whatever life choice they've chosen. I do the same thing. I go, yeah, I'm like a shithead comedian who like fucking has no money and all this shit. But I'm like, it all makes sense because I'm living the greatest life possible. It's like some of that's a lie. Like sometimes it's great, but it's like no matter what you're doing. Yeah, you can go take a piss. But sometimes you're just trying to justify the way you live because you can't randomly just be like, this is stupid. But some of them do because people break off all the time and they're like, I got shunned by my family because it is really fucked up culture. Where
That's
it's like
tough. Yeah.
I heard they let them do like this thing where they turn 18. They're just like,
Rumspringa.
Yeah, you get
yeah,
it.
they'd be
You
like,
get it.
Go
couple
out and
weeks or
explore.
something, right?
That shit sounds amazing.
There was an MTV True Life. Remember that show?
Yeah.
There was an MTV True Life episode of that with Amish people who got to,
Do their week off.
Yeah.
Their spring break, their one and only.
and I don't think I think only one person left. And I think the big thing was like the fear of not being able to be with your family again.
But shrooms.
Yeah, but I think it's, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you can't
You can
talk
always
to your
have your
mom-
family back with shrooms. You know what I mean? You'll hear her voice somehow.
it's
And
tough.
you'll
It's
look at the
tough.
grass.
So much of I feel like so much of that shit is being afraid of what you don't know, you know?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
known is scary.
Well, it's so crazy. You talk to some people because, like, I have a fucking easy life. And you talk to people that come to like Russia, if you're from Russia or Ukraine, they're like, "Yeah, I left my whole family." Like, it's such an insane thing. Like, it's like I felt that way moving to New York, but I visit my family like 7 times a year, and I'm like, "Oh, I love
It's
my
not that
family."
bad.
But
Yeah,
no, it's
it's
not.
really not that
I remember
bad.
we were at the museum. I was really nervous when I first moved here. I was kind of sad. I was like, "Oh, I've left so much behind." And then I'm like reading about like the fucking people that came over from England,
Not
on
that
boats,
bad.
and I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they left like
Not that bad.
everything."
I moved to Jersey. My mom was just like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Like 4 miles away. Yeah.
I was in Jersey City. All it took was like 2 stops. I would have been right back at home. But I know some people are just like scared of like that little disconnect shit.
Yeah, well, it's like, dude, I moved here knowing one person. I knew Dan Carney. That was it. I didn't know a single other person living in New York.
But then you didn't know that you were a fucking beautiful social butterfly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was terrible. I remember the first day I moved here. I drank a cup of coffee. I got into my apartment, and I was like listening to New York. Get off the airplane. I'm like, this is
Oh,
my
God.
city. And then all of a sudden, I just like freaked out. I had the biggest fucking.
Really?
My heart's racing. My apartment's like completely shitty. I go to the first open mic. I just bomb a bunch of. I think the first open mic was at the Lantern. I did 3 the first day I got here. I did the Lantern.
I miss that place. I wish it was
Yeah.
still that place.
I wish it was the Lantern.
Me
and-
too.
and
Yeah.
not the place I don't want to name.
Yeah, and then I people can look it up. But then then I went to like some coffee shop open mic and like bombed. And I did a bunch of like just really hacky porn material.
Yeah.
And Carney was my only friend in town, and Carney goes, "Yeah, man, if you want to get booked, you can't do jokes like that." And I just felt so alone in the city. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I met Carney. Wait, did I don't. When did you start? You started. Like, when did you move here?
I visited here 2019, then I visited here 2018 for like 3 months over the summer, and then I moved here 2019.
I think I definitely met you during that time because I was hanging out with Dan
yeah.
a lot around that time. So I probably met you a couple times. I just don't remember the exact time we met.
Yeah, I just felt so, and I hated.
I remember
it so
the first
much.
time you invited me to your apartment. It was me, Kayam, and we were just pre-gaming with you and another person.
Was
And
it the one in Hell's Kitchen? Was it?
It was the one. Actually, no, maybe. No, the Hell's Kitchen one. It was me and another comic, but that shit was fun too.
Well, 2 Hell's. I had the first Hell's Kitchen one, which was a railroad apartment where there was no living room area. It was just a hallway.
No, it was definitely the one with the railroad one. We was hanging out a lot more.
Yeah.
And we
dude, I
got
would tell
fucking-
people I would just have chairs inside my hallway,
Yeah.
and people would be like, "Yo, come over and hang out," because I still wanted to have friends. Oh, dude, it was like the bed would touch wall to wall. Yeah. It's so funny too because that was like a month of my, or like 6 months of my life. I'm like, bro, I live in fucking poverty, bro. My parents are member of a country club, and I'm like, bro, I was
Like, I would love listening to both of you guys like stories of when you guys moved to New York because I'm born here. I'm like, how the fuck you
How
guys?
was your moving here?
I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone who was here, but I was
You
like,
moved here, you want to be an actor, right? Before you wanted to stand up.
I went to acting school, and it was like I remember like I moved here probably 2 weeks before school started, 2 or 3 weeks, and it was so fun because like I've been to New York before, but like I would just come down for like 2 or 3 days. I'd come a lot as a kid, dude. I used to go. Dude,
Hey, yo.
do you remember the Fung Wah? Do you remember? Do you remember the Fung Wah buses?
Yeah.
I used to take the Chinatown buses from Boston to New York. Like we did it a couple times as a kid where I wouldn't even like tell my parents and shit. We would leave at like 6 a.m. Like, oh, I'm going out with my friends. And the buses was so cheap. They were like,
So you would leave Boston without telling your parents you're going to New York City?
yeah, and
That's crazy.
we'd go all day, like 12 hours, 14 hours, and like kind of wander around and then go back and then just come in for the night. It was like
Yeah.
my mom just thought I was out all day fucking
That's
around.
so insane.
So-
you could have been starting a business in New York City. That's what you would do. But like,
Instead, we would just like fuck around,
Investing in
like,
stocks,
and then
Wall
like
Street.
when I got a little older, like I would go to like the thing I'm most grateful I got to do in New York was go to the original Yankee Stadium
Oh,
because
bro, that was a
it
good
was
time.
the most New York place I have ever been in my life. Like
It was a fucking.
and it was
crazy
amazing to see games there. It was like cool, but like I never like. But then when I moved up here, I was like 25, and I'm like I had like like I said 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't have school. I was just wandering around the city, and it was so. I kind of liked not knowing anybody, because then I was like, I knew I wasn't worried about making friends because I'm like, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be there for like 50 hours a week. I'm going to not have to attempt to make friends, So I had a good time, dude. I remember the first apartment I lived in for the first like year I lived here was in Washington Heights. And it was like different in the sense it was Dominicans, but like it wasn't that much different than like other neighborhoods I've lived in or knew about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like it really wasn't like that different. It was an urban environment.
Don't you guys have like Asian hoods in Boston? Where there's a certain like
There's a couple, yeah. I mean,
what is
Really?
it? A specific kind of Asian Islander. I don't know what you call it.
Asian Islander?
I think they're called Pacific Islanders, bro.
I'm not sure about that.
There's some sort of thing where it's like somebody told me about this neighborhood in Boston, like in the Fighter. What neighborhood is that?
The fight. That's Lowell, Massachusetts.
Maybe it's there somewhere else, but somebody was talking about how they have like Indonesian gangs or something.
Oh,
like that.
bro, there's
or
some
Cambodians.
Yeah.
The
There's
fuck?
there's like some wild ass, and throughout Massachusetts, throughout New England, really, but Massachusetts specifically, like the crazy Asian.
I don't think there are
gangs.
Cambodias in Orlando.
No, they're
Florida. I don't think they
Cambodian. They're
exist.
Cambodian. Like, bro, they're no fucking joke. Like, they're not.
I like that I'm trying to like bring up like a fun topic, like different races.
They're
He's
hot.
like, they're
fucking
Bro,
joke.
They're not.
They don't
fuck
play
you up.
around.
Bro,
You're
these
done.
people come from
They're
a
fucking
wild ass
crazy.
place, and they're like real gang members. That's like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
realest like gang members I would see were those kids.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. I moved to the so I lived in the city and the suburbs, and there was a kid who lived near me in the suburbs, but he was like a gang member in Boston. And I remember one time, like, I was walking home from school. This is in the suburb, like, I don't know, half an hour outside the city of Boston, and it looked like a SWAT raid. And I remember it was all Boston police cars and like paddy wagons and stuff. And I'm like, what are they doing here, dude? We're not in the city of Boston. And this kid was getting taken out for something. But yeah, they're legit. They're like they're a gang. There's a lot of those, and they fight with amongst each other. And I don't really know how it works, but
Did you guys also have the same thing like in New York on Halloween? We'd like the gang initiation. You guys had that there?
not as much. I've talked to a lot of kids from New York who would talk about that, like, oh, they wouldn't go to school or like wear a certain color
you
or some
can't.
shit. But like kids would fuck off. Like a Halloween was like kids would always like get beat up and stuff. It was a lot of like it was a pretty violent day, I would say. But I don't think it was to the degree New York is, where I've heard that with New York, like
Yo,
you're gonna
literally.
get jumped into the bloods and not know it when you go to school.
Yo,
But that is a funny thing to get jumped in but not know. And you're like, oh, this is nice. You guys like me. Just have like no idea.
they're,
Isn't
they're
that
doing their recruiting. They're just like, he'll be good.
Isn't that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what it was?
Nah, it
though?
was no. You would basically you'd help somebody get recruited. They'll slash your face. They'll give you $150, and then after they do that, they'll be like, "All right, you're in because you fucking slashed some
Took
random
it,
person's
yeah.
face."
So that guy doesn't. Oh, that sucks. 'Cause that guy doesn't get initiated. Oh, I thought it's
That
like,
guy's
Yeah,
getting
that shit
initiated. The
wasn't
other guy's
there.
just looking at him like, "Oh man." It's
Yeah.
like signing the application form. That's basically what happens with your face.
Well, the interesting thing I think about this stuff is like we had a kid by us who he was like this white redhead kid, and he was dating my ex-girlfriend at the time, who was like, I started dating this girl in 6th grade, and then 7th grade she got a new boyfriend, and they're like, oh, dude, her ex, like he does heroin, he's in the Bloods and all this stuff, and I'm like, fuck that. I knew it was a lie, but I realized like kids can like just look up gang initiations and start their own chapter, and now just be like, they're not really in it, but like they
Yeah.
can easily
Yeah.
just be like, oh, I'm in.
We're a subsection.
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked in school one time because I told some kid he was like pretending to be a blood or whatever, and of course he wasn't. You know what I mean? But like him and like 4 of his friends just jumped me. I had I had never had a shot. You know what I mean? I was like, you guys aren't real gang members. You're just pretending. And then I remember one day I was walking into school, dude, and like I just fucking like I just got jumped in a hallway in school. I was like, oh fuck, dude. I'm like, I should have just probably kept my mouth, but I kept talking shit afterwards because I was like, they're not real gang. They're not going to kill me. They'll beat the shit out of me and then make fun of me for that. But I'm like, yeah, you guys aren't real gang members, you know?
Yeah, that's probably the most you can hurt them is making them feel like they can't
Yeah,
hurt you.
definitely.
Because it's like that's their most prideful thing. If you're
Yeah.
calling somebody a pussy while they're beating the shit out of you, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I got my ass kicked though. I really caught a beating. But I loved. But look, going back to it, like moving to New York was fun because it's like there's so much shit here. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like Boston's like a major city and shit, but it was like I remember just wandering around like
You a fan of Boston
Chinatown,
or something?
Washington Square
Head to
Park,
toe right
all
now.
that.
The Patriots
Hey,
close.
it's draft night, big night for the Patriots, you know. But it was fun moving here, you know what I mean? Because there's so much different shit here, and it was also nice to just not be in fucking Massachusetts no more,
That's
you know.
true.
25 years was enough.
Yeah, I did 22 years in Florida, and I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I did 6 months in Florida. I was just like, I'm good.
Why'd you live down there?
I was just, it was like right after college, and I was just like, I did not.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to college at John Jay, so criminal justice.
Oh,
and
yeah. I know
So it's
that.
down on 59th. But then after like around college, I was just like, I'm done. I just want to work with my dad and make money real quick.
Yeah.
And just hang out with him. And that shit was just so weird because it was just like looking back, the area that my dad lives in, he was just like, all right, there's like a little mall strip and shit. He was like, all right, people are going to always hang out around there. There's a little gun place you could buy right there. And then like there's a weird club. And that's how my dad would say it. And then I went back with my girlfriend recently. And I'm like, oh, this weird club's a swingers club.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck? Like,
I was gonna guess gay, but okay.
It's funny too because I've said this before. Florida, they're so funny because they're like, oh no, we're swingers. We're not one of those gay polyamorous New York. It is fun. I like that they make it not gay to have somebody fuck your wife. But here they're all like, it's like we're so open and different.
Yeah.
And there they're like, no, we're a good Christian family.
that just likes fucking.
Yeah. We just like fucking. Yeah.
But honestly, it was the funniest thing because now I'm looking back at my dad's area because like it was hood on one side, you could go late night, and then that swingers club would just be there. It would be open, and then you just see like a lot of like overweight Spanish women going in with their like overweight husbands, and they're just like,
dude, that's awesome. Just fat Latinos getting sucked off
Yeah.
by younger people. I'm just picturing you just ginormous, just like literally like Gabriel Iglesias fluffy, just getting
literally
his dick sucked with his. I don't know what his wife looks like, but just picture just a giant two fat Latinos getting.
it was literally that. And, like me and my girlfriend are so intrigued that like we almost went in, but then we're less like, nah, let's not go because then
You don't
like,
come out.
We're not coming out
Yeah.
the same. And then we
Yeah.
just the best thing we did was just look up reviews afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was just like it's dirty, but the food is okay. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, it's funny too.
They had a buffet though.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Apparently, it's weird because it's like I wonder if like you are like, you know what, I'm building a swingers club, or if you build a nightclub and you're like,
It just becomes that.
yeah, you're like, this is just a fucking and sucking place. This is just what happened to happen at this place.
Yeah, it was dim and wet enough.
I'm
that
sure
everybody's
both happen.
comfortable.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure both happen.
I would do
Like
it.
you know
I'd go to an
how
orgy.
like you would probably hurt a little bit more if you made a swingers club and it wasn't cool. You know what I mean?
Like, please swap wives in my place, and they're like, no, your vibe is off. You're like, come on.
You guys only have fucking lemon chicken.
Yeah.
There's no zebra couches in here.
That's why I feel like it's the best because it's like anything else. The best shit happens organically. So it's like it's probably just a place where like, oh, people just start like I think all those places in Greenwich Village that were like the original gay places and stuff like that. I don't think those were intended to be like gay bars.
No, they just became gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Over
because
time.
yeah, gays started hanging out there, and then
And they're
it's-
like, oh, you can bang dudes in the freezer or
And
whatever.
they're like, word?
yeah, I think so. The shit that lasts, it's like, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure people try doing it. You know,
I bet you it's like the rich swingers. I bet you it becomes like one of those things where like you get bummed out if you don't get invited to a certain event. It turns into
Yeah.
like middle school all of a sudden where you're like, I didn't get invited to the swingers party. That's like the sleepover and shit like
And everyone's
that.
like, how'd you didn't get in? And I'm like, you're pretty cool.
Yeah, I
And
thought
they-
you guys
they
were
try
really
to hype
close.
you
It's
up.
like, I don't know. He invited me to the last one. I think I came on his wife's face too much, and now I'm not invited to anything. You jizzing some guy's carpet. Now
Florida
you're not allowed
just
to
seems
anything.
You know, or you just like, is my wife not hot enough?
yeah. Oh, that's
Like
that's gotta
everybody
be-
keeps telling me I could get in, but is my
Oh,
wife not?
dude. You're like, I love her, but I guess they can't see that. They can only see the outside. Yeah. Is Florida what?
I said Florida just seems like the craziest place in America.
It is, but it's also like, I don't know. It's
I
like,
gotta get down there, dude.
Bro, it's fucking fun.
Well, there's a lot of
I gotta
things
get
that
down there.
I don't realize are crazy until I was talking about it. Because like somebody was like, "How often did you go to theme parks?" I was like, "All the time." And I'm like, "Oh, I think this has actually led to a level of depression in my life because I had so much dopamine as a child. Like I was going to theme parks, going down water slides,
yeah, you motherfuckers had Disneyland.
jet skiing, going to the beach, and then I like move here and work in an office. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm like, this is horrendous. It was just a steep drop off from what.
The fun in New York is just different. Like, and like we do great with bare minimum. Like Dominican guys they don't spend money at the club. They'll park their car out
Yeah.
in front of the club, play their music, smoke hookah,
Yeah,
and they'll
yeah.
still have fun and only spend $60.
Yeah,
like
people say it's City, but like just be smart about it.
You
It's
just
like,
have, bro. Like literally, even taking the
I
train.
say that, but I'm like in credit card debt right now. I'm like, you can be fine. I'm like, no, I owe $3,000,
bro.
right now.
That's nothing, bro.
Yeah.
You
You
can
get over
find
that.
somebody on the street that'll fix that for you. It'll end up being worse, but
I'm gonna lose my fucking toes.
One of the coolest things when I moved to New York, I moved here in September 1st. I remember it was, bro, it was like 102 degrees. It was hot as hell. And I remember all the fucking fire hydrants were open on the street. And I was like, that's so, I'm like, I only seen open fire hydrants. Like kids did it when it wasn't common when I was a kid. Like it happened a few times and it was like a huge deal. But then I was like, I'm on fucking 171st and Broadway, and it's like every fire hydrant is just open. I'm like, this is, and it was like that every day it was hot. I'm like, that's awesome, dude. You know,
And like you see guys like open up their window on their passenger side and get their friend wet.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Or just washing their car and shit. Or
That
like,
shit is-
or then you just run underneath it and rinse off real quick. I'm
Real
like, which
quick.
is one of the, which I wish happened more in like now I live in like the Upper East Side around like, you know, the white people really
Yeah,
and
you need to come
Jews.
back up.
I wish I want to like, I'm like sometimes like I should just get the wrench and break it off, and like it's nice to just walk through it on a hot day.
It's
you
fucking
know,
amazing.
Well, and I think things are just starting to get so like I forgot that summer's coming up, and I'm like, dude, it's gonna be so fucking fun in New York.
give me
My-
85 on Monday, baby.
Yeah, my favorite
Oh,
is
God,
leaving
no,
New York
that's-
over
yeah,
the
go
summer
back to
though,
work.
and coming back because I'll be out of town for Florida a little bit, having fun down there, and then I'll be like, I love leaving New York for a while and then coming back.
honestly,
Like,
I
love
need to
this
go
place.
down to Florida the day you go down to Florida. Because anytime
Yeah.
you always come back, he comes back looking relaxed,
Oh, I
zen,
know.
and all this other
Well, he
bullshit.
sends me pictures where he has a gun and he has cornrows,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, fuck,
That was the old
dude.
logo.
I
bro.
want to do that shit so bad.
Dude, the shitty part is I'm going to my buddy's bachelor party, and I kept bringing up the cornrows again, and like nobody was excited. And I'm like,
Are you gonna do it
Not,
again?
you know, I have to wait another year till I'm skipping Memorial Day this year because I have to go to bachelor party. I
I
don't know.
thought you lived for Memorial Day
I know
in Florida,
I
dude.
do, but it's like I can't afford to do both.
Yeah.
And so I got to do
Where's the bachelor party?
Key West or like right outside.
You guys
Key West.
always love fucking go to
Oh,
Key
nice.
West,
Yeah,
bro.
but so my friend's like, bro, you should just get a perm, like Starsky and Hunt. Just have, but don't tell anybody you're doing it, and just come back with like just the curliest hair.
That'd be
It's not
hilarious.
as funny, but I'm like, I got to do something different. And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's,
fuck it.
It's one of those things where like it was just sad to try to gain the enthusiasm. Like, and then I'm gonna have cornros. Everybody's like, yeah, okay. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but there's something there's something great though about not having other people being enthusiastic.
yeah.
You're just all about it, and everyone's like, "Well, what?"
Yeah, I guess so.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
If you want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's hard too because it's a bachelor party, so like it's about him. But then
Yeah.
if I'm taking cool pictures with like an iguana on my shoulder, because like dude, Key West has so many, I gotta do it. I don't know. Key West has iguanas, bro. Picture me with an iguana.
Like in the wild.
Yeah, you go to CVS there, and there's iguanas on trees and shit.
How big are they?
They're fucking huge
They're
sometimes,
ginormous, dude.
Like how?
But I'm like, bro, picture
How
me with a
big?
gun
How
and an
big?
iguana.
How big?
Like they get like fucking this big, dude. They're
They can
giant.
low key fit this whole tape, like the tail.
Really?
Touch this and
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah.
right here.
the size of the table?
Well, you tail to head.
Pow, pow.
Yeah, they get giant. dude.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe
bro.
slightly less, but it's like they get fucking long.
They
dude.
get, bro.
And they're just walking around everywhere. Yeah.
I used to have a fucking iguana as a pet
Yeah.
when I was a kid living in Florida. That shit was wild.
Yeah, dude, I want an iguana so bad, but it's like it would die immediately. But just the idea of being in the iguana comic, dude, that sounds fucking sick.
Damn.
I want a butterfly knife and just be twirling
Got
that
a lot
shit.
of snakes down there.
Yeah, yeah,
Really? The ones that can like fuck you up if they bite you.
Yep. Yeah, that's like the main thing you have to worry about when you're swimming in the water because it's like I've talked about alligators. I defend alligators like once a week on this podcast.
Yeah, they don't try to hurt you.
yeah. But snakes.
Yeah, they're
will-
kind of like afraid of people, aren't they? Don't they want to get away from people when they see them?
And I think they're smarter than snakes. Where snakes will just kind of like see like your leg and like people get bit by dogs get bit all the time by snakes and shit like that. So yeah, it's.
You ever get bit by a snake?
No, my brother did. Like, but I think he did it in
fuck?
like a class where like a kid had a pet snake and it got out. And bit him.
Oh, okay.
Tried to
Venomous?
grab it. No, it was like a
One of those red, black, and those
black racers. I think.
Yeah.
Some lunatic came up to me. I was barking last night
you
selling
just call me
tickets.
same boat.
Some fucking guy comes up to me and he's like, "Look at this." He was like moving his hand around. I never seen him before, and it looked like he had like a snake in his hand, like a small one, like I don't know, 6-7 inches. He's like, "I just found this in the fucking park. I don't know what to do with it." And he like puts it like real close to me, and I wasn't like afraid of it, but I was like, "What?" I was more so being like, "Why are you so close to me
I think
right
you were
now?"
afraid of it. I think you're scared.
I wasn't. No, I think I kind of like
you take fake
snakes.
shits.
And then he's like, "No, I don't."
I'm
by the
wait-
way."
I'm-
But he
I'm
goes,
waiting to bring that- I'll bring it up in a second.
He goes, he looks at me and he goes, and then I realized it's just like a toy, dude. And I was like, is this some kind of gag you're trying to get on? You know what I mean?
Some people have their own jokes in New York they think are so funny and they're not. Like,
It wasn't at all. And it was like, he was, at first I was like, cause he's like, I was like, where did you find this snake? And he's like, the park. And I was like thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I've never seen a snake at Washington Square Park ever.
yeah, well, 'cause
like,
it's not as tropical here. I don't know if they have snakes as much here as they do in
It's
Florida.
funny
in
when
the
someone
city?
busts.
No way.
Bro, it's so funny when someone busts your balls, bro. That shit is the most hilarious shit.
This
like,
guy is a stranger. though. This was a stranger.
No, because I'm remembering like the fucking Western Massachusetts guy.
Who's
It was
this?
you, me, and Eddie. We was talking shit
Oh,
about the.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah.
There was some guy from Western Mass. He bumps it like you fucking go to stretch or some shit, and then he bumps into your hand. You
I
kinda
hit a
knock
guy
him
by
in the
accident.
fucking
I was
face.
stretching out. I was at the pier. This was like the other day. I was stretching out, and I like hit a kid who was walking behind me. I didn't see him, and I was like, "Oh, my bad, dude, my bad." And then we just start like everyone's like kind of talking. It was like us and a
Wait, but you say a kid, but you're from. I feel like people.
he's my age. He's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
age.
Everybody from Massachusetts does that. It's like a thing, right?
Yeah, he's a kid.
Kid, dude,
Yeah.
guy.
Guy.
It's like, yeah, when you call someone a kid, it doesn't mean necessarily they're like a child. It just means they're like, a person,
So if a gay dude fucks another gay dude, you say I fucked a kid?
I fucked that kid.
A girl would probably say that. Yeah.
She said,
girls-
"Fuck that kid"?
Yeah.
That's so
One of my-
crazy.
actually, you know what? 100%. I think my friend told me the other day. She was like, she told me she fucked some kid, and she's like 26. So it's like she didn't mean anything like. But yeah, it's just like
That's so funny.
It's just a term.
Yeah.
But anyways, you tell it.
That's
better
funny, too,
because I
defending
think
that.
You guys
Kid
had
is
a
just a
better.
term.
That shit was just.
You had a better like view of the thing.
So what happens is like Ryan, we're just talking about basketball. It's me, Ryan, Eddie Lyles, and we're just talking. And
Steve
Ryan
Francois
goes to
too. Shout out to Steve-O.
Bro, Ryan goes to stretch and he fucking just kind of clocks his guy in the face a little bit. And then Eddie's like, yo, don't let this guy from Boston talk shit, hit you in the fucking face. Hit him back.
Yeah.
Hit him back.
Yeah, antagonizes.
And he's like, no, it's all good. We're apologizing, blah, blah, blah. And then, and then we're just like vibing. We're still kind of involved, like incorporating the guy. And then like we're kind of high-five each other afterwards, like, all right, guys.
He's leaving.
He's
yeah.
leaving, like, all right, peace, bro. Have a good one. Have a good one. And he kind of puts the hand next to his face. And Eddie's just like, before you leave, got him in the face. And then he's about to high five like Ryan right here. He's just like, it would have been too easy. And then like Ryan looks, goes, what the fuck you talking?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he just
I offered to like give him
But
a
then he
pound
laughs
to
and
dap
then-
him up, And I'm just like, why did I even bother? You know what I
took
mean?
the bait so bad.
I did.
Well, you're a very fun person to fucking.
Trying
I'm
to
really
tear
mad
us
I didn't
white
piss you off
folks
on the
apart,
podcast.
dude. But yeah, no, it was like I'm like, fuck, But
That shit was so
accidentally hit him in the face. Accident, not like it would be like that. You know what I mean?
Nice little
Nothing bad.
graze to the face.
And it was more so just where he was positioned. I was like, I don't want to touch nobody.
He probably takes bigger shits than you.
Yeah,
you think so?
Brian takes the smallest
I'd
shits, then he lies about them.
Oh, word? Oh, word?
Yeah, right,
He
dude.
took
He
little
takes-
fucking fucking
He
pellets?
took a shit, he
I
put it in a
wish,
group
dude.
chat, and then I found the picture on Google
No,
Images
he
immediately.
did.
Yes, I
He
did. Yes,
literally
I did.
You literally didn't. I heard everyone was telling me, oh, Michael Good gets grossed out when people take shits and
I get disgusted by shit.
sends them
pics.
pictures, dude. So I was
might
like,
have
you
to
know
do
what?
that.
I'm gonna do this. And yeah, you should. And then
We're
Michael,
in a group chat. He sends a giant shit pic, and then I go on my Google Images and
No,
copy
you
and paste.
fucking didn't, dick.
It was
Then
it was
that
right in
means
there.
somehow the picture. No, you didn't.
How did your picture of your shit? It was the first one on Google.
Then it got on the internet. I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I don't know
I
how.
have
They have a whole
not-
little. They have a whole little
I don't
fucking.
care, and I'm not gonna defend it
Do you
because
take
I already
big
know what
pics,
you're
too?
doing. You're
It's
just
not
trying
your
to like
shit.
get
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
What, you think someone hacks your phone and puts it on the internet? They go.
No,
They have a
I mean,
little
who
blog
knows?
post called Ryan
Yeah,
Stools.
I might have hit accept all.
Rhino
social-
stools.
That is a good one, dude.
Yeah. No, what happened was he took a picture of his shit, and then I cut it out in Snapchat and put it into Google Images and looked up the first page of Google shit, so it looked
Yeah,
like he stole it
obviously.
online.
That's
and then he
hilarious.
gets all pissed off in the group chat. I mean, we're just fucking with each other, but
Yeah, everyone's all retarded in there, dude. You know what I mean?
yeah. But it's like I'm mad that I broke character. on
I'm
this.
trying
I
to get back. Like, see, now I realize, I've just started to realize in the last like year or two that people have liked bothering me. You know?
Yes,
what I mean?
which is
like,
fucking
it's like,
fun, dude.
It's,
You
I
guys
know,
fun.
but
I
like
should have
now,
done it the second
'Cause
you
you're
got on the
pretty
podcast.
now I'm like just starting to be aware. Dude, when I used to like bartend and bar back, dude, I remember one night, right? I was bar backing at the time, which is like, helping out the bartender and shit. Tuesday nights, it was the best fuck. Dude, shout out to my boy Vlad, dude. He would bartend and we would fucking
Vlad
work
TV?
our balls off, dude. I wish, dude.
But
But
that guy's a pussy. I don't like him.
But anyways, we're like drinking one night and it was like late and it was, we're working and the end of the night, it's like, you could have a couple drinks and like the door was locked and these dudes got me going off. This is, 2015, 2016 about Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
And
I want to learn about football just to say shit to piss
elevated.
you off.
It's so much
It
fun.
elevated to a point where like we're screaming behind the bar, right? And my buddy Vlad was like, he's a very like, super like just level dude, and he realized he's like, they're like bothering. He's like, they like how you react.
So funny, dude.
Bro, I had no idea, and it was like after an hour and a half of arguing, and I was like, I'm done. Like these people are just so wrong and delusional, and I was like, Oh shit, dude, you know? And then I always remember that because I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of times people just want to set out and fuck off, which I kind of understand, you know? Like people want to have fun, but
Norm used to apparently
fun
Norm
as
used to do this
shit.
shit.
Tough.
Norm did this to I think it was Todd Glass. He like argued some point. Like Todd Glass was
who's
like
he, a comedian?
Todd Glass, yeah. I don't know what like, I'm gonna make up the topic they were arguing about because I don't know what it was. But Todd Glass said something like, we need gun control, and then Norm Macdonald went on like an hour about why they shouldn't have gun control, and this is just an example argument.
They shouldn't have gun control.
And then he does an hour about why they should have gun control, and he was like, "Yeah, I agreed with you the whole." Like he purposely like argued against his point, and then said, "Well, I guess maybe it would make more sense." And then for an hour, so he just wasted 2 hours of his time just fucking.
That's
fucking.
hilarious.
It's fun.
And I don't know if
being
that was a topic,
antagoni-
though. Fun as shit.
Antagonizing's so fun. Antagonizing is so fun.
Oh, it's a blast. Yeah, well, that's why that's one thing I really miss about having a girlfriend. It's like you can just
Oh.
purposely fuck with them. You know, like so much fucking
You know what's
fun.
crazy? I had a bet. I was like, oh, how long until he brings up that?
Dude, I was looking at that picture of me, bro. I feel so bad because I was looking at old pictures of the podcast when I was fat as shit.
Yeah.
Full beard on my face. Not full beard, shitty beard. Just
Yeah.
like neck beard, just like looking like shit. Long hair. And I'm like, dude, the fact that I feel so bad for this woman that I let myself go that far,
Yeah.
where I was just like, in my mind, this is literally how I thought. I was like, well, I mean, she's gonna keep sucking my dick. Like it's so disrespectful. But you're literally like, what is she gonna leave me? And then you're like, oh yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, no, I mean that's like an instinct thing, you know. It's like a lot of people suck at jobs because it's like, oh, what, I'm just gonna get paid, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
dude.
It's like it's literally an instinct thing.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But dude, we're at an hour right now. I hate to
Oh,
have to
shit.
wrap it up.
Always goes by fast.
Yeah, what do you
man.
guys want to promote?
I'm gonna be at City Winery May 4th. My show Brown Sugar. Get tickets. We're at the stand. Add in letters. And every Sunday, 6:00, Harlem, the Shrine, Brown Sugar.
Yeah. Ryan O'Toole podcast. It's Ryan O'Toole on Instagram, ITS Ryan O'Toole. Just fucking listen to podcasts. I'll be up there, I don't know, every 2 or 3 days, Bruins, Celtics, playoffs, all the other shit going on. Every Tuesday I'm selling shit. Just go on my fucking Instagram. Is it going to be in the comments, the Instagram?
Yeah.
Just look at the comments
Yeah,
on
go
my
on my
Instagram.
Instagram.
All my shit's on there.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.